Our first presenter is Chris Rickstrew. Chris currently owns a social media marketing company that he runs remotely from here in Bali. He also coaches and is in the process of starting an online school to help millennials wake up to their greatness so that together they can change the world. When Chris was 27 years old, he had a quarter-life crisis that changed his world forever, and is here to tell us the story of that fuck up tonight. Everybody give it up for Chris Rickstrew.
I really wanted intro music or something. So, my story starts back in 2013. Like this close? Or this close? This close, okay. So my story starts back in 2013, which was a year where a lot of really significant things happened. If you don't remember, I'm going to review some things. One of those things, Justin Bieber peeing in a bucket. That was a big deal. Sharknado, which could be the best movie or the worst movie ever released, came out in 2013. On best or worst? Both. Okay, see, both. Also, the words twerk and selfie got added to the dictionary. Very big deal. We all got introduced to Grumpy Cat. And everyone was trying to figure out what the hell does the fox say. And of course, this happened. So, but the thing is, in 2013, I didn't care about any of that. And the reason why is because I had just sold my first company, and this was my last day on the job. Now, I felt two things when I sold my company. I was excited, but I also was unsatisfied. I was excited because it was my first company that I started. It took a year and a half to grow it, and someone saw enough value in it to buy it. I was unsatisfied because it didn't make me a millionaire, which really pissed me off. So I came up with a plan and a business model to make me a millionaire. And 2 months later, I started that company with my co-founder, very classy people, you can see. My co-founder, 4 interns, 6 salespeople, and a ton of Fireball. Now, for you to understand a ton of Fireball, we actually had a rule in the office that every time someone made a sale, everyone in the whole office had to take a shot of Fireball. Now, I know for a fact this is against the law, but somehow we didn't get sued and we didn't get arrested, so it wasn't that bad. And this was a picture. This clicker is just fantastic. Of us all taking a shot at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, see, the danger with this is 1 shot is like, 2 shots is like, yeah, that's fun. 3 shots is a party. And when you start taking shots at 8, by the end of the day, you never know what can happen. Surprisingly, this is not the fuck up, okay? Everything worked out okay. So let's fast forward 6 months from now, or 6 months from then. And in the first 6 months, a lot of things happened. So we had our ups and downs. We had to change our product. We had to change the market that we were going after. We had to change our pricing. We had to change our sales team. We had to change our office. But we were also selling our butts off, and we were profitable. And we actually applied to Techstars, and we got in, which is crazy because it's harder to get into Techstars than it is Harvard. And on top of that, I fell in love. This is where you guys all say, oh. Okay, let's try again. And on top of that, I fell in love. All right. The only problem is that who I fell in love with was our key employee of our company. There you go. All right? Surprisingly, that was not the fuck up. See the theme here? And so, let's fast forward another 4 months. And we had just gone through Techstars. And here I am on stage. This is the biggest day of all of our lives. We practiced, we worked our butts off for 3 months to get to this moment. I'm standing in front of a sold-out theater, and in the audience are over 200 really serious investors. So I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea if I dress up like Psy from Gangnam Style and really take my business super seriously? And instead of starting my pitch with the super serious stats and the boring things that everyone else did, I'll just do the dance, right? So I thought, wow, wouldn't that be a great idea? Surprisingly, that was not the fuck up. It was really easy for us to raise money after that. So let's keep going. Let's get to the actual fuck up. So, we raised money, we did all those things, and I got to a point in my life where I did some reflecting. So I was the CEO of my second company. I was part of Techstars, which was this elite group of startups where you had unlimited mentorship and resources, so your abilities to succeed was much greater. We had just raised $500,000 from investors. We had 25 people working for us. We were on pace to raise another $2 million in 8 months. I had the money, the car, the status, the title, and I was dating the love of my life. So everything that I thought, oh, yeah. Wait for the next slide. So everything on paper looked great. It's like, this is what I wanted. This is what I was working so hard to get. The only thing that was missing, that was actually the most important thing, was happiness and fulfillment. So when I got to that moment, that is my quarter life crisis, because I had been working so hard to get to where I thought I wanted to be, and to get there and realize that that's not what you want to be is kind of crushes you a little bit. So my fuck up was this. I focused on everything but my happiness and fulfillment. What I did is I actually listened more to my head than my heart. My head said, you need to make a lot of money. You need to figure out how to be a millionaire. That's the only thing that matters. My heart said, you need to do something that you actually love. And so in that moment, I had this realization. I said, you know, I've been focusing on my happiness outward. I need to start focusing inward. So I started meditating and reading and writing and doing all those sorts of things. And I started listening to my heart. One thing that my heart said was, you need to break up with your girlfriend. And so I broke up with my girlfriend. Yeah, I know. And the moment she walked out the door, I was sitting on the couch. I remember this vividly because it was the moment that changed my life forever. She walked out the door. I closed my eyes. I put my hands on my heart, and I asked God or the universe or whatever the heck you believe in, what's next? And before I even finished the word next, my heart answers, and it says, India. And I say, what the India? Like, of all places in the world you can tell me to go, you're going to tell me to go to India? Do you have any idea how much of a germaphobe I am? I know nothing about India. Like, seriously. But I promised myself that I was going to start listening to my heart. So, 6 months later, I gave away all my stuff, and I bought a one-way ticket. And that was the start of my journey. But that changed my life forever. Now, the plan was that I was going to start in Nepal, and I was going to go there for 3 weeks. And then I was going to come to Bali for 1 week, and then I was going to go to India for maybe 1 or 2 months. So 3 months total. What actually happened is I went to Nepal, and I lived at a yoga and meditation retreat for 3 months. I went to Myanmar for 1 month. And by the way, the beard is like the total fuck up of my life. Because that thing is just gross. Anyway. After that, I went to Thailand, and I lived in Thailand for 6 months with the beard. And then I got rid of it. And that's the end of my story. And then I came to Bali. Now, when I look back at the past 11 months, it has been an insane journey because I've had no control, and when my heart says go, I just pack up my stuff and I go. I gave up my apartment, I gave up all my stuff in Thailand, I've lost so much money, but I've just learned to listen to my heart because I know that my heart knows where I'm supposed to be in life. And so I've just trusted it completely. And the most perfect thing that I realized the other day when I was putting together this presentation is that everything that has happened up until this point has happened to get me to this moment right here, right now. This one. See? We didn't plan that, I promise. But seriously, because you guys don't know this, but my dream is to stand in front of people and inspire them. And if I inspired one person tonight with this talk, then I'm living my dream. And that is the most fulfilling thing that I could ever imagine. And so, I realized that when I was having this presentation, I got a little teary-eyed because it was like, man, the past 11 months have been hard. I've been through some things that like really sucked. And then I've been through some things that are amazing, but everything was worth it because it got me to this moment. And so there are two things that I've learned from this whole experience of life. The first thing is always follow your heart. Your heart knows the way, and your heart actually knows what you want in life. I didn't know that I wanted to stand up in front of people and try to inspire them and help them, but I learned by following my heart. And the thing is, we all can tap into that. It's just having the courage to actually act on it. And then the next thing that I learned was embrace your fuck-ups, because If you think about it, fuck-ups add flavor to life. If you always did everything right, life would be so boring. And so your fuck-ups should be something that you embrace, something that you welcome, because you have no idea when your next fuck-up could be the best thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life. Thank you.